The resources sector is welcoming stronger trade ties between Australia and India in the wake of a new free trade agreement. While demand for Australian coal and gas continues to grow with the Indian economy, the Minerals Council assures there are increasing opportunities for lucrative critical minerals exports. Kieran Gilbert spoke to Chief Executive Tanya Constable in Mumbai.
Tanya Constable from the Minerals Council, great to see you in Mumbai, and a big forum today. Was it encouraging to you as someone that represents the resources sector?
Oh, it's hugely encouraging, Kieran. The opportunities between India and Australia are phenomenal, particularly around the resources sector, because there's been a long-standing relationship between Australia and India, and the new agreement will help enormously in removing some of the barriers that we've seen between the two industries over time.
Still the biggest export and import by India and export from Australia is coal, but there's a huge opportunity for what's known as critical minerals or rare earths. Can you explain to our viewers what that means? What are we talking about there?
Well, critical minerals, we need critical minerals for modern day, everyday living, and also to move towards net zero by 2050. So in order to decarbonise, we need critical minerals for everything you might use, from mobile phones to laptops, electric vehicles, on electricity grids. Things like copper are very important. Lithium, we talk about that a lot for batteries, and then there's a whole range of critical minerals you need to for all of the products that I just mentioned. So the opportunities are huge for Australia.
And it's, the other phrase is rare earths, and so up until this point, those rare earths have been there's been a monopoly by China in supplying those. So Australia's got a large store and therefore a big opportunity in that space.
Well, we've got fantastic opportunities in Australia, and Lynas, with their Mount Weld mine, is the second largest in the world, and so you can't run an electric vehicle without rare earths. So the opportunities for Australia, for India, are enormous.
What was the message from your Indian counterparts about the demand for coal? There is a big argument, obviously a lot in the environmental and climate change activism want coal phased out, but what's the message you received from your Indian counterparts today about that?
Well, India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. They need energy for heating, for cooling in every province that they have. They also need it to make sure that the infrastructure that is occurring, this huge amount of infrastructure in India, occurs very quickly. So our coal is very important, our traditional industries, coal and gas for those purposes, but also other minerals like gold and critical minerals are also important.
But coal will be it'll be in demand here for some time to come.
It is in demand. India are on the net zero by 2070 pathway, but they need to make sure that they're industrialising, just as Australia has industrialised. So they need the thermal coal, the coking coal to make steel, to heat houses, to power India in a new economy. So that's going to go on for some time, but they're also on a pathway to net zero.